This is a tutorial with the new Affinity 2026 on how to do text wrapping. I have seen a few tutorials out there and every single one of them is incomplete. They show you sort of it, but not all of it, that actually there's part of a problem if you don't know, that I had to figure out myself. So we're going to close this. We'll start brand new just to go through the whole process. File, new. I already have some presets right here. These are all the ones that come with it. These are my own I've made. This is the one I'm going to start with. A letter size 8.5 by 11. And also just show you something. See these little dots? This means, if you can see, that there's 4 of them, which means this is a CMYK document. And if we click on something else, this is RGB. Just a little extra thing. And you can see that the side over here changes. I'm going to show the template I had made, or my preset, but just to show you can modify it. So I'm going to turn off margins. I'm going to turn off bleed. And I'm also going to uncheck and make it so the background is not transparent. So if you were looking for any of these things, this is where they are when you make a new document. And then we're going to hit create document. It's switched over to vector, which is not what we want. We want a page layout studio. So we have the pixel, which is, so vector would be like Illustrator, where you do logos and things like that. Pixel would be like Photoshop, if you are new to all this and don't really know what's going on. And then we have layout, which would be InDesign. So that's where you have multi-page documents right here. So we're just going to click on this one. These are the 3 that come default, but you can make your own, which I have done. So I'm going to click on that one. And you can't see it because they're off screen, but this is where you adjust your own tool palettes and things like that. But we don't really need that right now. So we have our document. Here's our tool palette right there. If this is on this side and it's locked, to change it, right here, go to View, Tools, and Dock. So if you see it like this and you don't like that and you want to have it so it floats, View, Tools, uncheck Dock, and now you can move it wherever you want. So I like mine on the right. Now, let's start with bringing an image. You can obviously drag from your Finder on here, and just drag right from a Finder window. Mac or PC, doesn't matter. But we'll just do this so we go through the proper steps. Place. I'm going to choose this one I called Kids. And this is kind of the advantage of when you choose the place method, is you can choose and drag out how you want. Where when you drag from off screen, if I bring this over, images, photos, here's that same Kids, it brings it in full size. So if this was even bigger, it would be like way off screen. And then you have to shrink it down. Whatever way works. But here's our image. Now, so to use text wrap, we are in the page layout studio layout, but I just made my own. You have to use, this is the frustrating thing that I had to figure out as well, because I don't use this very often, but something, no other tutorial that I could find that showed you this. So right here we have our text box. Drag out and you can start typing. Copy paste in there from another document, whatever you want. or if you just need something that is, you need to get something sort of roughly designed, you can do right click, insert filler text. There you go. All that is done. And you can see as you stretch out, it automatically just puts the random text in there so you can get something laid out and then go back later and put in the actual text content when you get it, if you don't have it. All right, so here's our text box. You can see that it's going over the image right here, okay? All you have to do is go to text, text wrap, show text wrap settings. Now, move this over. You can see right now we are on none. So if we click that one, you see what happens. Click on the text box, no matter where we move it. Now what's happening here with this particular setting is it is only on top and bottom. No matter where this image is, once it's out of the box, it's fine. But as soon as it's in there, it's only on the top and bottom. Now the next one over, square, you can see what that does. It just follows the actual outline of the box. But you can see I have transparency in here, so we'll show you that. But no matter what, it's always following the box. Even if we grab down here, grab the point, bring this over, it's always going to stay clipped to however this outline is. Now you can see I have the transparency around here. There's no background. It's not a white background. As you see, I do that. It's not a JPEG. It's an actual image with transparency. Delete it. Now on the next one, make sure we got this clicked. And this is the wrap. If you need it to exactly wrap, you can see it knows where the transparency is from the image. It's wrapping around all tight, like it says tight. Right here, down. It's going all around. So this is just visual glitches here on my computer. It's not really there. These are going to be the most ones you use for whatever reasons. I've never had a need for inside, like you see. It's only putting the text only where the image is, not even in the transparent area. It's hard to see, so however that is useful to you, great. Then we have where it sort of does both. It's basically just wrapping over the whole image in and out and still clipping. It's like an everything wrap, I guess you would call it. Let's go back to this one. Now we have two other things right here, both sides and largest side. So you can see it's wrapping everywhere. We click it, you can see no matter what, it's only going to go to one side. So you have that. So whatever works for you there. Now, there is also the text wrap, edit wrap outline. So you see all the little dots. It's kind of like a mask, but like say you wanted to basically keep it this type mask, but then modify it as well. So you can actually just simply, you can see how it's selecting them. You see that we can select the dots right here. You can see now it's like, it doesn't even know it's there. If you want to make your own, now you have a dot and you can actually select your points. But you can also add points. See how this turns into that little line right there? Just Don't click and drag, but click and then pull away, and then now there's a point. So you can create your own custom mask if you want as well. And we can make another point, but say you don't like the hard edge, how it's a hard point, you just go over here and click one of these. You know, now you've got the Bezier curve, and you can make your own rounded curves of however you want. So you have full control over stuff, which like I mentioned, no other tutorial is showing this. They just say, oh, you make an image and you put the text and that's it. Well, there's a lot they did not show on how to do this. So this is a full tutorial on how to do all the text wrap settings. But yeah, so there you go. You can see that it's once you've made your custom mask, that it's stuck. No matter what you do, it's applying the effect from these to whatever you have now. So you can see like how I have the square, it still thinks the actual square is right there, even though the mask is actually this. But no big deal. You have text wrap, reset rep outline. So now we're back to how it used to be. So that's how you do the text wrapping on all the different things. Oh, and then there's this right here. So you have your, for example, the tight one, but you want to push it off a little bit. Make sure you have this linked. So you have the individual settings you can do, or link it, and if you hold shift down, it does bigger jumps or little tiny ones if you don't hold the shift, and it keeps everything the same. So you can see how it pushes it off and holds the shape. So that's how you do all that. But here's something that is frustrating that is not shown, that I was getting frustrated with myself. So I've used Affinity. I dumped Adobe like over 10 years ago. They just turned to garbage. And I found Affinity before Canva bought them, when they were just Serif, not under Canva. So I'm not a fan of Canva. I hate Canva. I don't like the whole idea of what Canva is. It's a devaluing platform for professionals, or that devalues professional people in what we do in creative stuff, graphics and page layouts and flyers. So I wasn't happy about that they had purchased them and under them. But so far the programs are great. They haven't changed. All the functions are still there. And it's free, so that's good. But I personally would rather pay a subscription than have it free under Canva, because I don't like them. You know, there's honestly not a word of how much I hate Canva invented. Either way, my personal shit. So, say you're doing this and you don't realize it. You say you had a layout and you wanted to turn an image to text, but you had chosen this text tool, the artistic text tool, not the frame text tool. So, you know, this is just where you put your own stuff. I'm just typing random stuff. All right, I'm all done. Escape gets me out of there. Choose this. Let's push this up. When you use the artistic text tool, text wrapping does not work. See? So I was getting frustrated with that because nobody showed that. They just, oh, you put text and you activate wrap and there you go. Well, nobody explained that it has to be the text box tool and it does not work on the text wrap tool. So that's just that extra little bit of, if you run into that, like, why is it not working? That's why. is because it does not work on the artistic text tool. It works on text wrap box tool right there. And that's it. So that is a full breakdown, everything on how to do text wrapping in the new Affinity 26 program.